Hey, precious souls. I just got inspired and I wanted to jump on here real quick. Dr. Karin here. It's cold in Atlanta today. How many of you are in the cold like I am? Oh my gosh. I got my furry boots on. About to go make some hot chocolate. I wish I'd gone to the store yesterday because I don't have enough of my staples. Not staples for stapler. Staples as in food, like milk and eggs. But anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to share with you. I felt like I needed to come on, and something actually just happened. And I just want to talk to you guys about trusting your body and when you're in experience with alignment. I literally am kind of shaking right now. I'm an empath. So those of you that are an empath, that actually means that you were born with this great gift, but it's also something that you have to learn to trust and protect, because you have the ability to feel what other people are feeling, and you take those feelings in, and it affects your body. Right now I'm kind of shaking because I just saw something that really upset me. So as an empath, like, I'm not able to look at something and really shrug it off. Like, it takes me a while to talk myself out of feeling bad for somebody, an animal, someone that's being hurt, or if I see bad news, or if I'm around people that are really needy emotionally, like, I have to like pull back because I tend to get like so wrapped up that I end up giving up too much of my energy. Okay, so being an empath does that. But the great gift is most people that are therapists or counselors or healers are empaths, because you have a really great ability to connect to other people because you relate to them. And it's oh, hi Ferris, good evening. And so that's the beautiful side of being an empath, and we're all born the way we're supposed to be, and I was just born to be an empath. I always have been. I was since I was little, and I used to always be super confused about how people, like, here's an example, I can't watch scary movies, especially if they're around like demonic stuff or anything with children or animals. Like, I've never been able to do that since I was little. And those of you that are empaths and know it, like, let me know. I mean, I'll give you a shout out for being in the empath club. But like, I didn't get it until like probably 5 years ago, or maybe 8 years ago, when I was in my doctoral program and I started to understand what an empath is. And so now I understand that I was just super sensitive to not only emotion, but you're also super sensitive to energy. Okay, so you can feel when you walk in a room when things aren't right. Now, we all have this ability, but people that are born highly empathic, like, just have a tougher time shaking things off, but also you have an easier time connecting to people. So the beautiful thing is that, like, when you sit down next to me, I already have a sense of who you are when you start talking, and our energy, yeah, Linda, right? Our energy will interact, and I have a really good read on you, like, immediately. And I can sense if I feel good around you, if I don't feel good, if I feel uneasy. I can sense people's intentions towards me really quickly. And so anyway, all those things. And I didn't come on here to teach you about empaths. Hey Samuel, I'm just talking about this because of something I just saw. So I was just sitting here. I just taped a video for, hi Mary, for Instagram. So those of you that are on Instagram, please follow me. It's at drkarin.com and DOCTORKARIN. And something had just happened to me. I got a message through nature today, and I posted it, and I was sitting here and I was like, oh, while I'm sitting here, I really feel like I need to do a Facebook Live. But what? And something came up, and then I was scrolling on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, I've got to talk about this. So I just saw on Facebook, and some of you may have seen it today. I didn't look at it for too long, so I'm not even exactly sure what it was. But it was a video, and it makes me actually want to cry now that I'm like pulling it up in my mind. There's a video that was apparently taken at Lenox Mall here in Atlanta, and it is a video of some people beating up other people, and they're on the ground. It looked like young people at the bottom of an escalator at Lenox Mall, and all these comments were coming about how bad the mall is and blah, 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 and all this bad energy. And I literally, like, I'm still, if you can see my hand, like, I'm still shaking because, hey, Ministria, I am great. I'm a little shaken up right now, and I wanted to share with you why. And I watched, and it's almost like you can't stop watching, but I mean, they were beating, hi Linda from Salt Lake City, they were beating these people up, and it was probably, I don't know, 6 of them. Don't Google it because it's going to upset you. I don't know if you can handle stuff like that. Maybe you're interested. It just came up on my feed, and they were not only beating, I mean, they were really beating up somebody, and they were beating up 2 people, and I got so disturbed in my soul that I just, like, oh my God, like, I took it off. And I was like, I have to hop on here and talk about this, because here's what happens when this happens. I just wrote an article on vibration and energy. I write for Southern Seasons magazine. I'm a columnist. I just wrote an article about this, about vibration and trusting. Hey Ray, about trusting the way that you feel. Okay, so there's a curiosity that we have, right? To watch things like that, right? But if you're like me and you can feel a sense of, you can feel, oh, hi, Tanara in Salt Lake City. Yeah, Mary, you can, yeah. Okay, so anyway, I want to keep talking to you guys, but you know, and you can tell, so let me just talk to you about this. Hey, Kate. When you're, I'm sorry, I have friends that pop on and I can see who comes on here. It's really great. I love it. I'm gonna keep going. So I just want you to pay attention when you don't feel good. And I know, like Kate, my friend that's on here, she loves animals. And so I know that when you see animals being harmed, like you can't take it. And so that's the empathic side of you. So I want to talk to you about your energy and why that's happening. So your GPS, your internal directional guidance system, is your emotions, okay? And what your emotions are is they're your message system between your spirit and your mind, okay? So when you experience something, like I just watched that video I probably watched it for 3 seconds and I stopped it and started it again because I was like, am I seeing this? And then I got so disturbed in my spirit, I started shaking, and I have so much compassion for people. I can't watch people getting hurt. I can't handle it. And so my spirit center, my core, started sending emotions into my body that were like, hey, Diane, that were saying, thanks, Ray, that were saying, you know, stop. And the reason I know that is because I started feeling really bad. My body started reacting. So I have an experience. My spirit checks in. Is it good? Is it in alignment with who we are? So this is what I continue to teach, but it takes a while to get it. So I just want to keep teaching it to you guys because this changed everything for me. So when you have an experience and you immediately have a reaction that is emotional, that upsets you, and then like it went from an emotional to a mental where I was like, oh my God, this is so messed up. And then I have a physical reaction, which is where I start shaking like I still am. My body is saying, move away, okay? And the moving away is because what I'm experiencing, what I'm inserting myself into is an energy that does not match my vibration, my vibrational alignment, okay? So but my vibrational alignment with myself, my truth around something that has to do with like that video, like how people get along. I believe that people should be getting along. I believe that people should not be hurting each other physically. You know, I believe in compassion and harmony and all of that stuff, you know, pacifism and all the things. Thank you, Ray. And so when I see something that doesn't represent what my alignment, my truth is, my body automatically sends a message, mental message, physical message, emotional message, telling me to get away. So soul alarm, I love that. It's a soul alarm. Thanks, Minister. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I get a soul alarm. I'm so using that. I love it. And so your body says move away. So what should you do when it says move away? Move away. One of the worst things, honest to God, that you can do, I know you want to stay informed, but one of the worst things that we can do for ourselves is to continue to watch the news. And I know a lot of people do it. It's so addicting. It's so hard to turn away, but here's the deal. Your soul tells you to move away because what happens is when you're in a situation for longer than a minute, thank you, Diane, one of my dear friends, you will end up matching the vibration of the experience that you are watching and that you're engaging with, okay? So if I sat and watched that video for long enough, my vibration would drop, my energy level would drop, my spiritual connection would drop, my alignment would go way off, and I would fall off center, okay? And I would leave that in a tizzy. I would leave that really upset. So, and if you've commented on that, I mean, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I do not shame anybody, but I'm just saying what happens then. So I could see there was a comment feed and people were talking about how bad the mall is and how bad Atlanta's gotten and maybe about the ethnicity of the people involved. I mean, what we're doing when we're doing that and engaging in that energy is we're dropping our frequency and we're expanding the negative vibration and the likelihood that that's going to continue because we are engaging in and contributing to that kind of an experience, okay? So I want to encourage you guys, when something upsets you, walk away, turn it off, don't engage. You're not going to miss some great news story. I know what's happening. I know to be safe. I know to watch myself. You know, I know what whoever the President of the United States is said. I know what he said yesterday. I know what he's probably going to say tomorrow. Like, I keep up with the news. I keep up with the facts. I keep up with, you know, the important things. But what I don't keep up with is engaging in continuing to talk about it. I don't badmouth. Yes, I'm human, and yes, some things may slip out because sometimes I can't handle it and I have to have an opinion, but I don't sit down and engage on how bad things are, because I know energetically what I'm doing, especially if I'm doing it for longer than a minute, is I'm expanding the energy, and it exponentially expands. The more people that are engaging in it and talking about it and criticizing and shaming and judging, the bigger the energy gets around that situation or that person. And this goes for situations, people, situations around, I mean, what you're eating, what stores you walk into, what person you're dating, what friends you're spending your time with, what show you're watching. Like, I can't watch shows that are too dark. I can't watch shows that have to do with medical things in hospitals. When my child was young, he was medically very, very fragile, and he was in the hospital off and on for years. And to this day, like, that triggers me so deeply. I get so upset that I can't engage. Some of you are totally fine with it, and those shows actually do really well. But my point is, trust your center. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. If something doesn't feel right to you, turn it off. The minute it doesn't feel right to you, that's your soul alarm. Yes, and then chaos happens in your body. So here's what happens. When you engage in something that angers you or that scares you or that upsets you, and you start ranting, on Facebook or wherever, you are expanding the energy around that. So your body's vibration is going to match that. So what happens then is you're compromising yourself. You're not only compromising your spiritual health, you have dropped your vibration down. And what happens when you do that is you've also dropped the vibration of your well-being, okay? You can bring it back up. You're not like gone into the rabbit hole forever. But what you do is you also compromise then the negative people. Like, I walk away, and I have to end friendships if people are too negative, and they are like vampires, and they suck too much from me. Like, I can't, and I do it with love. I never do it with judgment or shame. And if I do, I like start again and try to come to that relationship with compassion and release them with love, or just put new boundaries up. Because when something is continuously feeling bad and is feeling uncomfortable or is upsetting you, the more you're engaging, the more you're ranting, the more you're telling your friends, the more you're bitching about it, the more you're making it grow. And just FYI, when you're doing that, you're creating an energy around you. And even though you're saying, I hate this, and this stupid, and these people need to go away, and I hate the president, or I hate this ethnic group, or I hate whatever you're doing, what you're actually telling the universe is tuned into what you're focusing on, okay? So you're sending energy out, and the universe, as an energetic structure, a galactic energetic structure, is saying, even though you're saying you don't like it, the energy is looking at you, the universe is looking at you and saying, oh, you're sending out radio signals that have to do with these issues. And it's saying, okay, good. We're going to insert him or her into more experiences like that. Obviously, if they're focusing on it, they want more of it in your life. And they're going to be bringing you more experiences that reinforce what you're experiencing in that moment, okay? That's Energy 101 for you. It is a fact of nature, okay? So if I don't want to have more people like this in my life, yes, we must have rhythm in our body. We've got to be able to bounce back and move away from things that make us feel bad. So the opposite, what's the opposite of that? Feel good. So right now, as I was upset watching that video, like, the more I think about it, like, it upsets me. Actually, my dog is over here I'm in my guest room, like, he's on the bed. So that's a great example. So what I'll do is, do I have steps I follow daily? Yeah, so here's one of them. Actually, my neck, like, just seeing that right now, my neck is actually really, really hurting. So our body, the physical sensations you have of pain and of illness is your body telling you that things are out of alignment. It's you have such a physical reaction to things, because everything's interplaying in your body: spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, and you will end up getting sick if you're immersing in it too much. If you wonder if you're at a job that's not good for you and you end up getting sick, it's because you keep going back to something that doesn't align with who you are. The reason you feel uncomfortable, the reason why something isn't working with you, is because you're in a place that is not matching who you are on the inside. Yeah, Cindy's talking about she's had to deal with a couple of situations with negative employees she can't walk away from. Yeah, so here's how you deal with it. You set boundaries up. You don't spend as much time with them. You learn compassion is the biggest word. Like, you have compassion for yourself, which means I'm not going to sit and engage in this behavior, especially if you're dealing with narcissists, or you're dealing with people that have a victim mentality, or that are negative, or that have an inability to hear the other person's point of view. And you have to be like, I know, we have family members, we have employees, we have neighbors, we have to interact with. You just set boundaries up, and then what you do is you picture yourself. I picture myself as Teflon. Like, I will say to myself, Karin, don't take it personally. And I will just see those words slide off onto the ground, because the minute you let people, excuse me, affect you for long-term emotionally. It's going to drop your vibration. It's going to drop your spiritual strength down, and you're actually giving them power over your life, okay? So if you have to interact, you just nod, and you can acknowledge they have their own opinion, and you can say, I see that you have that opinion, and you can use a broken record technique, which is saying the same thing to them over and over, like, well, I respect your opinion, I just feel differently, and then you walk away. I respect your opinion, I just feel differently. It's compassionate, it's kind, it's the same thing over and over again. I respect your opinion, I just view things differently. That usually helps because people, when they learn they're just going to get the same thing from you over and over, that's a therapy technique. It's called broken record technique. They usually will stop coming at you so much. Okay, I got off. Other techniques I use daily. Oh, I was going to say I will go and like pet my dog. So I know that my vibration, my energy level dropped a lot when I was watching that video. Like it plummeted. Like I was shaking. So I like got my dog up here on the couch. I sit. Dogs have such a beautiful, animals have an energy that is, they are always up, okay? Unless they're being abused or shamed. Like you can see it's very evident when animals' energies drop. But their spirituality, their soul, they're so connected to source. They're so like connected to God that just by being with them, your vibration, if you allow it, will match theirs, and you can communicate really just spirit to spirit with them without even sharing words. And all of you animal lovers totally know. And you can just ask, and I will sit and just in my heart, and I will do it like, I know this sounds crazy, but I actually hug trees. I will go out in nature and I will just sit, or I'll sit on Mother Earth, and I'll just say, help me to match your vibration. I didn't know I was taping a video. I would have brought water in here with me. I will just ask that they infuse me with the vibration level that they are at, that they just give me strength, they just speak to me, and then you know what, I'll just sit and I'll breathe it in. Even like right now, you can actually just sit, it's too cold outside for me to go out and hug a tree, but I can actually sit, and energetically, I can actually sit and just, I have a favorite tree in the front yard that I have a wind chime on, and I can picture myself right now, if I wasn't on this video, and I can actually place myself energetically, and they can feel it with that tree, and I can just say, I need the strength that you have in your roots. I need the openness that you have in your branches. Like, please just infuse me with that. And I'm a full believer that all living things have souls, that there is an interplay. You may or may not believe that. They may be really woo-woo for you, but it's what works for me. I ask for healing from Mother Earth. I feel like Mother Earth is God in a tactile form. And so that has brought me so much healing the past 3 years since I've had my spiritual awakening. And you know what? My whole life I've been connected to nature. I used to talk to trees even when I was little, and I had a huge connection with them, and I was just born that way. We all are. We just usually unlearn it. And so this is one of the biggest things. The reason I made this video is because it's one of the biggest things that we, you just tune into nature. You get a better feeling. The vibration in nature, it's an immediate boost. Immediate. If you just tune into the wind, if you just stare at a tree, if you do it for a minute or longer, you've expanded the vibration around, the energy in your body that connects to source, that connects to God, that is represented in nature. You immediately will get a tune up, immediately, just for a minute or longer, even if you're just looking out the window. It's the quickest way. And touching animals, petting animals. I meditate, and I interact with people all day too, and I'm very particular now about, thank you, Mary. I'm very particular now about who I surround myself with. And yes, it's been a journey, and yes, I am just about to start writing my spiritual memoirs as soon as I finish all my courses. I've got so much coming through, but it's been, I have learned to stop. So I was talking a minute ago about not taking things personally. So I have to do that mental retraining with myself all the time. And this has taken a while, but you can actually get it in a minute. It's just a matter of you believing it. If you believe that what people say has to stick on you, it's going to stick on you. If you believe that you have to own what people say to you, I'm sorry, I didn't turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I'm getting messages. If you believe that you can deflect what people say to you, then you can, okay? And I know that I can. So I will stop, because I know that when people say negative things to me, it's actually projection, which is a counseling word for the way they feel about themselves, they're trying to project onto you. So if somebody is judgmental or tries to shame you, it's actually about the way that they feel about themselves. Recently I had someone tell me that someone thinks that I'm really inauthentic, that, I'm like, come on here and I don't seem authentic, or, whatever. I think I'm one of the most I am the most authentic person that I know. And I maybe haven't always been that way, but I can tell you, like, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not BSing. You know, I may seem woo-woo for some people and you may not connect to me. That's totally fine. But, you know, when I hear that someone thinks that I'm not authentic, at first it really bothers me because I really pride myself in my authenticity. I try to be so real and break it down. And so I had to stop when I heard that. And I'm like, you know what? That's not about me. So here's my tool. I stop and I say, that's not about me, that is about them. I don't shame them. I don't say anything back to them. I just say, you know what? I'm not going to let that stick to me. And whatever they're projecting, so obviously they have some issues with their own authenticity. It may be subconscious, but I'm not going to take that because you know what? I know who I am on the inside. And that is the biggest thing that I've gotten to. And that's why I know this about energy and I know this about vibration. I know this about spirituality. I know this about the journey. I know this about connection and alignment. Because the minute that you know who you are, that you know where you stand, that you know who you are and you know what you are. And I didn't always know it. It's been a really long journey. I used to live for everybody else. I used to be silenced. I used to be in horrible relationships. I used to agree to all of it. And you know, you're agreeing. So if I'm going to sit and watch that video, I'm agreeing to that. And I know as my, oh, thanks, Axel. I love that we have this GPS. And now that I know to trust the way my body, those signals that my body sends me. So I'm not going to agree to sit and watch a video that's just going to expand my anger around violence. Why would I do that? Why engage in that? Why do we have this curiosity and this like inability to move away from things that anger us? Like, stop, move away. I want peace. Like, I want harmony. I want to feel good. My kids are home from school today because it's snowing outside. They're waiting for me to go cook them dinner, so I need to go do that. Why would I sit and engage and get angry and talk about, you know, the leaders that I can't stand? Like, yeah, I have my opinion, but the more you sit and engage in it, again, you're just expanding the energy and attracting more of that to you. So, yeah, the woods ministry, I love that. The woods are being out in nature is just amazing. So instead, like every day have to go on a walk by myself with my dogs, and I engage. So when I go outside, here's part of what I do every day. I go outside with my dogs, and as I was showing you, here's my sweet little baby over there. They're both rescue dogs because that makes me feel good. I go outside and I start my walk. I put my phone in my pocket. I used to talk on my walks. Now I put my phone down. I may do like a post or something, but I start praying and I take a deep breath always. And I say, God, I express thanks for all the things I'm grateful for. And then I say, please speak to me and please speak through me. Please bring me the signs on this walk. The video I just posted on Instagram is about a sign that nature just gave me. So go over to my Instagram account and see it. Well, actually, I think I just posted it on Facebook too. And then you know what? I will walk and I just walk I'm like a little kid. I get so excited because nature is the easiest place for our angels and guides and God to give you and the universe to give you signs. So my ears are popping right now. Hey, Melissa, which means that spirit's super close and that this is a message that I need to really give. So my ears are ringing, which also means my spiritual team is like super close, which I love. I'm super in tune spiritually. Like most of my messages I'm giving are divinely inspired. My speech is getting faster right now. I have to slow it down because everything starts coming in really fast. So I go out and I ask that nature speaks to me and speaks through me, that God speaks to me and speaks through me. I ask that my angels and guides be with me. They never leave you, by the way, but I just ask that they get close to me and that they give me the messages that I'm meant to have. And so then I'm like a little kid. Like I get so excited. So then I walk around. I'm like, what's going to show up? And I put videos up all the time of things. So here's your responsibility. If you want to be this tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, like, trust it when it shows up. Like something like today, what happened was this little thing fell down from the sky as I was in front of a window. And, I could have been like, cool, and dismissed it. But no, I stopped and I was like, what's the message? And immediately what came up was, Karin, you've got this. Like, have fun. Let go of the stress. So anything that was fun, the little helicopter thing, squirrels oftentimes will pop up. Squirrels are big reminders of fun. I know there are a million of them in Georgia. But if you would just stop and accept every single rendezvous you have with an animal, with nature, with a person that just coincidentally happens to show up somewhere that you show up, that, that color, that word, that thing that you've been thinking about that all of a sudden starts showing up for you, it's not a coincidence, you guys. God and the universe has your back. They are sending you messages constantly. So it is up to you to trust them, okay? Stop for a second. So here's how you get the message. Stop for a second like I did today. And I said, okay, what's the message? And I don't even say that. I just know. The universe knows. We got a thing. I stop and I just take a breath, and the first word that pops up, or the first statement, or maybe it's an image that pops up, is the message before I have a chance to run it through my mind, which is a filter that's going to tell me I'm crazy, or that, you know, maybe that's not it. Like, don't let it go to your mind yet. Just stop. So I stopped at the base of my stairs when I saw that little helicopter doodad, and I said, you know, in my mind, I thought, what's the message? And immediately what came through was, have more fun. Stop stressing. Before I had a chance to go, oh, there's no way that one helicopter thing could be for me. There's no way that that was timed exactly, which I've never seen before in the 10 years I've lived in this house. I mean, it was down the exact middle of the window, right in front of my face. You know, the other day I was outside and I saw, and I have a video that I posted of this, those little, the cicada shells that they were on the trees, and they remind you of childhood when you'd find them, you know, and I used to stick them on my shirt, and oh, I have a million of these, but the other day I came home from a walk, and you know, those cicadas left those shells months ago. Like, that happens in the summer. And I stopped at a tree, and for some reason I just looked up. For some reason, nothing's a coincidence. Like, spirit is always guiding you, always. And I was doing a video, I was about to do a video, and there was a cicada shell, like about 10 feet up on the tree right in my front yard. Like, it was still there. You know how many storms we've had in Atlanta since summer? And I stopped and I was like, what's the message? Immediately what came up was, first of all, we are here for you. Like, Karin, like, thank you. Like, one of the first messages always, we're giving you messages. We love you. Secondly, it was about shedding the old and coming into the new. And it was right at the turn of the new year. So immediately I went on Instagram or Facebook, because they were like, go on, somebody needs this. And it was like, look, this message is here for me right now. It showed up. I'm not going to dismiss it. Yeah, it's cool. It's kick-ass cool. This message shows up like out of nowhere, a cicada shell. And immediately I know that God is saying to us, let go of what was bad in 2017. Like, grab and lean into like this new, you're reborn. You've got a brand new chance. Every morning is a brand new chance. So pay attention to the messages. I could go on and on. I'm in such preaching mode right now. Most of y'all know my mom was a pastor. She just retired. And I get in this preaching mode. And I'm going to post this. Those of you that didn't see all of it, I got super fired up in the middle of it. I feel totally different than I felt when I started, when I saw that video and I was so upset. Now I'm like shaking in like a divine way, because I just got super inspired in spirit. And because you know the word inspired comes from the words in spirit. Super cool. I love that. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God. So when you're inspired, you're in alignment with your spiritual self. I love all these things. I love what I get to teach to you guys. Okay, I've got to hop off because I got to go make dinner for my kiddos. But watch the whole video. If you missed it, I'll post it here in a minute. Y'all, hop over to my website is brand new. I've just redone it. It's at drkarin.com if you feel led to. If not, no big deal. But I have so many new things that are going up. I just talked to my team today for a couple hours, and I am just so excited about what's about to happen this year. I've got a bunch of appearances coming. I'm going to get a TED Talk, and I am like, I'm just so excited. I feel so led to do so much of this sharing, and you know, I'm just so expanded right now, and I love it. I love it, love it. And I love all of you. So many of you, I know I see you on here all the time, like Ray, Kate. It's just, I love being in alignment with all of you and connecting with all of you and being able to share this and have a community that accepts it and is open to exploring this new spiritual awakening that we're all having. We're all having. The universe is changing, and I am so blessed to be alive, and that's what we're going to celebrate, that we are alive, and that we are alive in a time when we're breaking out of old paradigms and coming into the new, because that is what I want to help you do. Like, break out of fear and pain and suffering and sitting in situations that you feel like you have to sit in or watch or engage in negative experiences. You're meant to have fun and have freedom and have flow. So come do that with me. I am going to pop off and go make dinner for me, my friends. Some of them are watching right now, and I'm on a text chain with like 10 women, and we've done a lot of chatting today. The wine glasses are coming up now. Everybody's about to start having their little glasses of wine. So I may go join them as I make dinner for my kids. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Go love on your animals. Go hang out in nature. Do something that makes you feel really good. And if something makes you feel bad and your body tells you, turn it off. Walk away. Do not contribute to the conversation about it, because you're only expanding it. Bring things into your life that feel good. Watch a show that you love. Pour a glass of wine that you love. Hug your dog. Hug your pillow that you love. Love on your kids. Go play a game. Do something awesome. All right, you guys. Remember, when you lead with your heart, oh, that wasn't a heart. When you lead with your heart, you're always leading the right direction, okay? Love you guys. Peace out. Have a great night. Bye, guys.